Okay, I thought I'd talk a little bit about using groups in your courses. And the purpose of groups is, for example, if you teach more than one section of the same course, then you can separate those into groups, and then you can set up assignments that are only visible to one of the groups or the other. So like, for example, if you have the same assignment but it has different due dates, that could come in handy. Now, I went through the whole year last year doing multiple sections as part of the same group, but what I'm going to try using the groups this year, and I think it will be helpful. So to start off here, we're going to log in, and I'm going to log in as a teacher here, and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like from our side. First of all, setting this up, and then we'll come in from the student side and we'll take a look at it. So we've set up this test course, and the first thing you're going to want to do is under Edit Settings, now I've already done this, but I'm going to show you what I did. So under Groups, you're going to click Separate Groups. Now, separate groups means that they can't see each other's assignments. You can change that if you want. Force group mode, I'm going to leave that as no, because that means that every assignment has to be grouped. I think that's what that means, and so I'm going to say no. And then default grouping, if you want to make the default one of your sections or another, you can select that. And save those changes. Alright, the next thing you're going to want to do is go into Users under Course Administration, and then Groups, and then you're going to want to create your groups. Now you'll notice that I have created two groups here, and I'm going to take one of these members out of this group because I want to show you how they can self-enroll themselves here. Now I put these are just two dummy accounts that I created so that I could play around with this. So I just emptied out the groups. Now, very important though, in addition to creating these groups, and of course creating the groups is very easy, you just click create group here, and then I typed in A period, then I click create group, and I typed a B period and made these groups. But you can't miss this. Look at these tabs up here. It turns out you also have to make a grouping. So I'm going to click on groupings, and I want to make sure that my groupings each have a group in them. So like for B period, you create groupings first. I created one called A period and one called B period. I don't know why they do this. It's like you have two layers. You have to have a group and a grouping, and the groups have to be in groupings. So what I'm going to do for B period is click these people over here, and I'm going to put my B period group into the B period grouping. So now I have groups and groupings set up. I don't have anybody assigned to these at this point. Let's look at the overview here. Alright, there's my overview. So I don't have anybody assigned to these yet. Now the next thing I want to do is go into enrollment methods. And first of all, make sure you have self-enrollment turned on. For one thing, turned on, it means you have a little open eyeball here. And click on your settings. It's a good idea to have it turned on because this will enable your students to enroll themselves in your class. Now, if you're not using groupings, you just have one enrollment key for the whole class. This is what I did last year. I had 5 values. I tell them to go on. They click enroll me in this course, and then they put in the password 5 values. But if you're going to use groupings, what you want to do is on this right here, use group enrollment keys, and then you want this to say yes. Alright? And then when you set up the group on that last page, so if you come down here, and I should have done this a minute ago, but if you click on groups, if you edit this group, what you can do is you can change and make a special enrollment key for the group. In this one, for example, I just made the enrollment key A period. Alright, so now that's all set. The next thing you want to do is when you make an assignment, you just assign it to a particular grouping. So for example, this A period assignment right here, I wanted it to be available only to my A period class. So I come down here to settings, updating the assignment settings. Now, group submission settings looks tempting, but don't click on that right now. That is for submissions where the kids are actually working like in a small group and they're all going to be working on the same thing. What I want right now is common module settings. And I'm going to say show, and group mode, I'm going to put them in separate groups. This just means that they can't view each other's groups. And then grouping, here's where you select which period you're going to show this to, and then be absolutely sure you click this, available for group members only, if you don't want them to be able to see each other's groups or submit to each other's periods. So make sure you check that. I was real frustrated for about a half an hour tonight trying to figure that out, and it was that checkbox that I had missed. So then click save and return. So now I have and I actually did the same thing with B period as well. Now I'm going to log out of here as myself, and I'm going to log back in as a student that I created with sort of a dummy account with one of my other email addresses. Now this student isn't enrolled in either of these courses at this point, or either of these groups. Now let's say this student is enrolled in my A period Chemistry A class. He's going to come down here and click on this test class. So maybe he's enrolled in A period of the test 01 class. So he clicks on test 01, and you notice he can't see the assignments, or she can't see the assignments. And actually this person's already enrolled. I think I did that earlier, so let's unenroll, just so we can see what this will look like. So we're going to click test 01, and the student will see this down here, enroll me in this course. Because if they don't do that, they won't be able to submit any assignments. They can see this stuff just because of the way the guest viewing settings are set up right now. Enroll me in this course. And now enrollment key. Now this is kind of a tricky thing. If they were to type in 5 values, which was the enrollment key for the whole course, they wouldn't actually be able to see the assignments, because those assignments are specified to A period or B period. So what they need to do is they need to type in the special enrollment key for their particular group, in this case A period, and say enroll me. And there you go. Now this is a student's view here, so I am currently logged in as a student, not as the teacher. And this is what I will see. Notice how I don't see the B period assignment. Now if I was to enroll myself with the B period code, then I would see the B period assignment. Alright, so that's perfect. And this means that all we'll be able to see is the B period assignments. Here I could add submission and so forth. I want to show you one last thing, and that is from the teacher's view again, what it would look like in the gradebook. So let's log in from the teacher's view. A couple of things. First, let's make sure that the student is well, let's take a look and see if we can see him in our participants list. So we're going to click on test 1, and we're going to click participants, and I do see them. I actually see both. I guess I enrolled the other one too, but let's see. Let's just view A period. There you go. I only see one student enrolled in A period. Now the other thing I want to do is take a look at the grades. Now the way this is set up at this point, I can see both assignments, but it says A period assignment 1, B period assignment 1. Now I think there's a way to actually make it so that if I view A period, I will not even see the B period assignment, but that is for another day. So good luck and have fun with that.